Hello, here's Renee from A Mother's Wild Heart. How do you like my background? I love this tree. Yeah, I'm a mom and a doula, and I'm passionate about mental health and motherhood. So, this is my dream to help people live a life of fullness where they don't have to just survive but also thrive. I have a lot of thoughts at the moment. Like, this is a good outcome of COVID, just way more reflection because I'm not as social as I would like to be, so there's more time to be solemn, which has brought up a lot of good things. And I have been listening to an audiobook at the moment called Night Fire, and it's a really, really interesting book. And what I take away from it is that every person needs a fire burning in them, and that it's sometimes not so easy to find out what is your fire. Only a few people in this world live their ideal life where that is their work. It's not always work, it's not always a profession, unless you've really connected with that core calling in your heart. People go through life not really knowing what that fire is. What is it that brings you alive? What is it that sparks that fuel that you want to get out of bed for, that you want to, yell like the message you want to yell from the rooftops? Everyone you love, you just want them to know this thing. So I highly recommend finding that thing, what it is. First of all, knowing that everyone has it, then knowing that you can lose it, knowing that you can find it and then it kind of escapes again and you need to chase it, you need to hunt for it. For me, it has always been helping people. But from when I was little, I always wanted to find things that were lost. I wanted to find people that were lost. So I actually contemplated going to the police, but I think my personality and my skills didn't really fit with that, so I chose a different path. But I love how things come back together. I chose a path of social work, and then through where I was at in my life, I started a community called Wild Women, also looking for lost women, women who don't have fire in them, women who are disconnected, women who have been in community but didn't feel belonging anymore and scooted to the outside, people who are working too much and neglect themselves, mothers who have made some mistakes and are doubting themselves, mothers who women who want to be mothers but also think that they can't even give it a go because of all these beliefs that they have. So my heart was always about being found. And then in my church over the years there was conferences that were always around found, be found. So that word really, really resonates with me. It's traveled through for a while. Then my work was so corporate, and then when I became a mom, I wanted more spirituality in my life because I want my daughter to grow up with the spirituality. So I actually felt that I was always looking for ways to prophesy, ways to get knowledge from another realm, and like from God to speak to me clearly, to give me insight, to give me wisdom, and I always wanted to pave a path for someone. I wanted someone to always have an easier path in life because of me. I always wanted to bring relief. My buzzword has always been reconciliation as well. So all of that, I wonder where it's going to lead, because I love what I do right now, but I still think I'm a few years away from really, really doing what I'm called to do. So yeah, I mentioned the police force already, and then I just stumbled upon something that is so exciting. So in America there's this church, and they I don't know if this is the right thing for me, but it made my fire burn for a moment. I felt this thing in my chest light up, and I had tingles in my hand. It's a church that trains people in prophecy, and then they locate missing children who have been taken from kidnappers. So these people, they're called finders. There's that word again. They hold hands and they ask God for words of knowledge, and they get those words of knowledge, and then they take those things to the authorities and they chase after them, and then they have located some children who are taken mostly for sex trafficking. That's often the reason why children are taken. So this is in America. And then I'm thinking about my life here. I live in a very sheltered, beautiful suburb on the northern beaches of Sydney. So spoiled. with not that much adventure going on. So that's always my question. I always want to have more adventure in my life. So I just wanted to share that with you. I'm on the brink of something there. Um, my mind is telling me one thing, my heart is telling me one thing, but I want to encourage you that if you have these keywords that have traveled through you for your life, and then you find something one day and be like, oh, if everything was possible, that's what I would do. Give it a go. Don't listen to the or maybes and what ifs. Just give it a go. I have nothing to lose. So I could contact this place and do some online training and see where it will lead. But I always knew I would be in the justice system. I'm not smart enough to be a lawyer, but I always knew that I was gonna bring people home, that I'm gonna, repair broken families, and that I'll bring solutions, and that there can be a bridge between the world and the church. I would love that the world is looking to the church for answers, and I believe it's possible in a way. And even if I don't see it now, I've got a spark of hope. So yeah, I'll leave you with this thought. I hope it means something to you. Thanks for giving me your time. In these videos, all I do is just trying to give an inspiration, because without inspiration, I would be nowhere. So I keep lighting the fire, and I love that I follow a few people who are inspirational, and I do think we need each other. All by ourselves, life can just roll on and get a bit drab, but I think we need each other to, spur each other on. That's a nice word. Let's spur each other on. Let's be each other's cheerleaders, each other's mentors. And I would love to hear your thoughts. Reach out to me anytime. Blessings. Bye. Maybe you're a finder too.